Professor Dr. Ermek Baibagyshov, he's from Naryn University, and the country is Kyrgyz Republic, right? So he is working on soil science, soil organic carbon, sustainable uses, natural resources, water and soil conversion technologies, sustainable pasture management, and water quality. He will talk on freshwater ecosystem and in mountain, including waterlands. So welcome, Professor Dr. Ermek. You will get 30 minutes to complete your presentations, and I hope you will enjoy your presentations. Please welcome, Professor Dr. Ermek. You can start right now.
Okay, thank you. Can I share my screen?
Yeah, definitely you can. Thank you.
Yes, dear participants of the summer school, dear organizers of the summer school, Dr. Hazrat Tarjument. First of all, I want to thank all the organizers for inviting me. Because of hard work at the university, it was difficult for me to prepare and also to present my presentation, but I'll try to present the results of my research work and with my colleagues, and I hope it will be interesting for our summer school participants, and I hope there will be also questions and maybe suggestions for cooperation later. So my presentation is about freshwater ecosystems in mountains, including wetlands. And so I'll talk about freshwater in Kyrgyzstan, about wetlands, ecosystems, and about climate change in Central Asia, where the Kyrgyzstan is more covered, and how the peatlands are used in Kyrgyzstan, and how the peatlands are distributed in the whole country, and the state of the peatlands, what kind of plants are available there, and what kind of water quality, like pH or electrical conductivity. It means the content of salt in peatlands. And I'll also talk about role of forest. It's a floodplain forest, the ecosystem function of floodplain forest for providing or supplying of fresh water. And I will also present some results of our field work, and at the end, I will finalize with some conclusions. As for me, as Mr. Mohammed Omar presented, I studied agronomy at Kyrgyz National Agrarian University, and I'm a Doctor of Agricultural Sciences since 2003, and I'm docent of ecology since 2010. And my area of expertise is already announced, and since 2050, I'm leading the Kyrgyz Soil Science Society. It was re-established in Kyrgyzstan. We had during Soviet time Soil Science Society, but after the collapse of Soviet Union, it's not anymore existing. Therefore, we renewed, and we are working on soil quality also. And since last year, I am rector of Naryn State University in Kyrgyz Republic. So freshwater and wetland ecosystem. These wetlands are near surface groundwater areas, and its presence of organisms adapted to survive in permanently saturated conditions. So there are many types of wetlands. It's shallow areas, coastal areas, marshes, swamps, and peat marshes, or it's peatlands. And the smooth area, it's a box areas with or without peat horizon, dominated by vegetation that may form peat. It's in a natural condition. And the peatlands or peatland sites with a natural peat layer, at least 30 centimeters, whether or not peat is currently forming. And growing peatland is a peatland where peat is currently forming and accumulating each year. Yeah? And wetland, it's sites with a natural peat layer of less than 30 centimeters. So because of mountain area in Kyrgyzstan and because of glaciers and mountain rivers, there are many wetlands, but we are concentrating in to study the big areas. It's areas which more than 1,000 hectares total covered. And wetland ecosystem provide important services, and nowadays they are threatened because of grazing or because of agricultural use. Yeah? And there is a lot of information about wetland ecosystems, but it's mainly in the north part of the earth. And in arid climates, wetland ecosystems are plays very important role, especially with regard to climate change. And because, as I mentioned, wetlands are used in agriculture for grazing, it's under the pressure now, yeah, or damage. And the level of knowledge on wetland distribution and their natural properties in Kyrgyzstan is rather low and outdated. So there is lack of information. And we used different methodologies to define the wetlands and to check the types of wetlands. And because of mountain region in Kyrgyzstan, we have also many glaciers. Here you can see also that whole territory of glacier covered area, and glaciers also source of fresh water. And fresh water comes not only from glaciers, it's from the snow, from wells, and from rain. And important place in the natural resources in Kyrgyzstan, it's as a potential resource of glaciers, and it's a source of pure fresh water. And it forms big rivers. In Kyrgyzstan, we have many mountain rivers. It comes from glaciers. Yeah? And the total reserves of water glaciers are estimated 650 cubic kilometers. And on the territory of Kyrgyzstan, there are over 6.5 thousand registered glaciers, and their total area is more than 8,000 square kilometers. And unfortunately, in Kyrgyzstan, there is no university which studying or which offering or suggesting study programs on glaciology. And it's also my task that in the future at the Naryn State University, we are going to establish a study program on glaciology in order to study the source of fresh water. And we are open, and we are inviting partners, summer school participants also, for cooperation to establish such a study program. Because Naryn is located at 2,000 meters above the sea level, and we are near to glaciers. So about climate change in Central Asia, you can see 5 Central Asian countries, and Tajikistan is in first place. It's vulnerable to climate change, and Kyrgyzstan is in second place. And there is a clear trend towards worsening climate conditions for living conditions because the air temperature is increasing, and precipitation and snow precipitation is not increasing, but it's not distributed for whole season. It's sometimes comes in during short period, and in some during some vegetation period there is no precipitation, so it changed the regularity of precipitation. And the climate aridization and desertification is also increasing, and climate-related hazards are also increasing in whole Central Asian countries. And weather events and the melting of glaciers is also increasing, except Turkmenistan in other countries. And the water resources, because of melting of glaciers, it's also in today it's in a normal level, but in the future we expect more water speed, and but in 10 years we are expecting that there will be water scarcity. So the vulnerability of Kyrgyzstan is high to climate change. Yeah. And how the peatlands are today using, as I mentioned already, peatlands are used for agriculture because of collapse of this kolkhoz. It's a collective farm or state farm. Now the cattle or livestock is privatized, but pastures, high mountain pastures are belonging to the community, and this marsh pastures, for example, will be used for grazing, but it's not protected area. And in some places the more is playing as a hay field, where the herders are harvesting or collecting the hay. And in swamp pastures, because of grazing, the degradation is happening also intensively. And it's not now, but during the intensification or industrialization of farm, marshland were also plowed and used for agriculture. As you see in the pictures, farming on former moorland is also happened in Kyrgyzstan. Where is Kyrgyzstan? It's in Central Asia. In the north, so you have Kazakhstan. In the west, Uzbekistan. In the south, Tajikistan and China. The total territory is 200,000 square kilometer. Population is about 7 million. Capital city is Bishkek here. And the climatic conditions are very sharp continental because of mountains. 94% of mountains are 1,000 above the sea level, and 40% of the territory higher than 3,000 meters above the sea level. And therefore, we have in mountain regions cold winter, it's up to minus 40 degree, and we have hot summer plus 40 degree, and precipitation varies from 80 to 400 millimeters in agricultural area. And because of mountain ranges, we have also mountain lakes, like 4 mountain lakes, and many artificial water reservoirs. And water reservoirs are used mainly for producing of electricity, and but they're also playing in the ecosystem of microclimate. It's also an important role. And how the wetlands are distributed in whole country, you can see also the red places, but as I mentioned, we studied big areas. For example, at 800 meters above the sea level, there are 1,400 hectares are wetlands, and at 1,800 meter above the sea level, more than 1,000 hectare, and it's at 2,100 meter above the sea level. There's also more than 1,400 hectares. It's a high mountain pastures. And at 2,800 meter above the sea level, it's also, and at 300 meter, the most or big territory of wetlands is at 3,000 meter above the sea level. It's about 5,000 hectares. And about 3,800 meter, there is 220 hectares are wetlands. And I'll also stop in each level of the sea level, how it's forming or what kind of plants are existing there. And because the rest of this old plants are contributing to the building of this peatland. For example, concerning the shrubs, salix, or concerning the reeds, Pragmatis australis, or concerning the sedges, carex, and the peat is mainly dominated Pragmatis or carex plants. It's at 800 meter, yeah? Now it's at 1,000 meter higher than first place. It's also as a shrubs or bushes, salix is represented, and also reeds and secondary reeds or sedges is also carex, and peat, it's dominated by carex. And the peatland higher than 2,100 meters above the sea level, it's Karagana. It's also small bushes, and but it's good for soil saving or against degradation or water soil washing, but it's in agriculture is unused. And there are also reeds and sedges, and peat is also carex and brown mosses because of higher than 2,000 meters above the sea level. And it's about 3,000 meters. There are most as a shrubs, a little bit salix coesia, and there is no reeds and sedges, and there are as a plant cobrasia. It's also how can I say good fodder for livestock, and therefore this area is used as a summer pasture during the summer. And the peat is carex and brown mosses. And the highest wetland is covered. There is very rare salix coesia, and sedges is also the same. And cobrasia is dominated, and also as a peat, brown mosses. And this is concerning the vegetation of peatland. And all this vegetation is playing a role as a filter or for providing the fresh water. And you can see also here the pH of wetlands, and most of them are acid, and only in 2 places it's more or less neutral water, or there is no less than pH less than 7, yeah. And what's concerning the electrical conductivity of wetland water, it's near to neutral, or it's weak, salty electrical conductivity is from 300 till 700 millisiemens centimeters. It means it's not so very salty, but it's good for drinking also. And as I mentioned that not only peatlands are playing a role for providing fresh water, and also the forest. And in Kyrgyzstan, we have also coniferous forests from 2,400 till 2,800 meters above the sea level. And it's about 6.5% territory of the country. And they're also using for accumulating the fresh water and providing of this, supplying of this fresh water, because main rivers are starting from mountain forest. And in Kyrgyzstan, we have also natural walnut fruit forest in the south of Kyrgyzstan. Walnut forest is about 300,000 hectares, and it's also providing many fresh waters, and the rivers are starting from this walnut forest in different directions. And many projects are now working on it, how to save this walnut forest because of natural walnut forest. And the floodplain forest, as I mentioned before, there are big rivers in Kyrgyzstan, and along the rivers, floodplain forest or Auen forest is existing, and it's also about 6% of total area of Kyrgyzstan. And there are many wells and water sources are coming from this floodplain forest, and it's also used for fresh water, and also for watering of livestock. And this area is also each year increasing. Of course, there is lack of study how the floodplain forest is growing, or what kind of factors are influencing growing of floodplain, or what kind of factors are influencing that decreasing of floodplain forest. And therefore, we implement also, or we realized a research project study in order to define the use of floodplain forests, mainly by mountain villages. It will be cut trees and will be used for wood, and to collecting of berries, the ecosystem function of floodplain forests, and also for grazing of livestock. It's mainly cattle, and because small livestock like sheep and goats are in summer pasture during summertime, but during starting from autumn till late spring, the small livestock, also sheep and goats, are grazing in the floodplain forest. And of course, it's not good for providing with fresh water, and but for the livestock owner, it's good because they can save money for fodder during winter time. And researchers of Naryn State University, we defined the floodplain bed, and we installed different data loggers to check or to define the groundwater level, and also to check the water humidity and water level and climatic conditions. Also in this area, we installed different weather stations along the riverbank. And because the riverbank is changing because of cutting of trees or use of stone or other materials from the riverbank is slowly changing the directions, and therefore we measured the riverbank, and we developed for the forestry administration and local self-government administration different types of maps, how they can monitor by themselves, and how they can see the changes of riverbank. For example, in some places, water sources from well is changed, and the villages were used in these wells for taking water, but in some places it's getting or it's drying, and in order to check the reasons, we developed different maps. And this mapping of forest area for forest department provided, and we agreed that we will do the same monitoring and for this riverbank changing, and we used world view 2 imagery. It's 1 pixel is 40 to 40 centimeters, and it's a very precise imaginary. And it's in different places along the Naryn River, because Naryn State University is located along the Naryn River. Therefore, we are developing a long-term study program for floodplain forests and the ecosystem functions of floodplain forests. And I want to conclude my presentation that there are many risks which could be influenced for wetlands and forests by the unsustainable use of these resources. For example, as I mentioned, the drought of increasing because some wells are drying. And the riverbank is changing. In some places, it's damaging to settlements or villages along the rivers. And of course, the soil washing process is happening, and the role of floodplain forests also to accumulate these sediments and to filter of this river, because downstream communities are using from this river for drinking the water. And the recommendations is developed also for sustainable use of wetlands and forests, that it needs a rule for regulation of wetlands and forest use, because as I mentioned, wetlands are common property, and forests belongs to the state, but users are private. Yeah, it's cattle are private, livestock is private, and people are private, but they are using through their private activities all these resources. And there is a lack of instruments for controlling of wetlands and forest use nowadays, and therefore it needs some instrument also. And since 2019, we started also initiated at community level that 3 nurseries at the local level. It's like papel or local trees, and that local people started to plant trees in order to avoid degradation. And also the rotation of areas in the forest use. If the farmers or herders are using the forest, we suggest, okay, you can use, but please develop a rotation system. Otherwise, if they use unsystematically, it can be happen that downstream will not have the fresh water for drinking. Thank you. It was short for 30 minutes, and I invite also organizers and also summer school participants to come Kyrgyzstan and to Naryn State University, and we'll be happy for further cooperation. Thank you. If there are questions, I'll try to answer them.
Thank you, Professor Dr. Ermek, for your nice and informative presentations. One thing I should mention here, the question. The audience cannot ask question here directly. The grassroots institution or organizers, they send a link, Google link for questions. So if anyone wants to ask questions, they can send the questions to directly the presenter through the Google link. Please use that Google link for any question. Thanks again, Professor Dr. Ermek. Professor Dr. Ermek, he's clearly illustrated the wetland systems in Kyrgyzstan, along with their diversity and some environmental factors. And he also he has mentioned some threats like soil erosions, droughts, etc. And he has mentioned some recommendations also. One important thing from his presentation is that with the increasing of the heights of the mountains, the diversity also changing. This is very important for your presentations, I think. So again, thanks, Professor Dr. Ermek, for your presentations. Now.